This is our presentation over the Mexican drug war, presented by Kylie Webb, Kristen Shoemaker, Hope Martin, Anthony Wiggins, Hannah Yoder, and Kelsey Bussard. Introduction to the Mexican drug war. The Mexican drug war was the Mexican theater of the global war on drugs, an ongoing low-intensity war between the Mexican government and various drug trafficking cartels. A cartel is an association of manufacturers or suppliers with the purpose of maintaining prices at a high level and restricting competition. These are 7 of the most notorious drug cartels. First, the Sinaloa cartel, which is the single largest and most powerful cartel in the Western Hemisphere. Next is the Beltran Leyva organization. After that, the Juarez cartel, the Knights Templar, the Gulf Cartel, Los Zatas, and the Tijuana Cartel. Moving on to the causes of the drug war. The Mexican drug war officially started in 2006, but there were many events leading up to it, which caused it to happen. Before the 1900s, the use of drugs such as opium, cocaine, marijuana, and alcohol were all legal in the United States and were easy to purchase at that. People could purchase these narcotics at general stores and even pharmacies. From 1909 to 1937, a series of laws were passed that made all of these drugs illegal, and even alcohol was prohibited. People did not like this, so black markets rapidly emerged. Mexico's proximity to the United States allowed them to traffic drugs into the United States. Drugs were selling for higher prices, making the black market strive. As Mexican drug lords supplied the United States with drugs, the battle for turf and money began, which is one of the main causes of this war. The drug lords fought for who would control and sell drugs to whom. Another cause of the war is Mexico's informal economy. Mexico's informal economy, between 1/3 and 2/3 of the population rely on practices that are against the law for income. Even police are bribed to look the other way. In my own personal experience in San Diego, I've visited Tijuana, and some of my friends have bribed the police officers with watches and even money. Many government, police, and military officials are on the cartel's payroll. No accountability without taxation. People are not held accountable for not paying taxes. Mexico relies heavily on the oil industry for revenue. U.S. gun and drug control policies. It is extremely easy to purchase guns illegally and transport them out of the country. Drugs, such as marijuana, are becoming legalized in many states, which is hoping to reduce the amount of imports of this drug. Moving on to a quote from Milton Friedman. See, if you look at the drug war from a purely economic point of view, the role of the government is to protect the drug cartel. That's literally true. Next is the major events. These major events started in 2006 through 2009. On December 1st, 2006, Felipe takes over as president. 10 days later, he launches a major military-led offensive against organized crime in Michoacán. 2008, Battle of Ciudad Juarez becomes the bloodiest battle in the war. It triggers Chapo Guzman's effort to push out a local cartel headed by Vicente Carrillo Fuentes. In 2008, a major battle between Tijuana and Sinaloa killed. Between Tijuana and Sinaloa, it killed 17. September 2009, 2 grenades were thrown into an Independence Day street party. 8 people killed, and this was the first clear attack against civilians. These major events continued. In 2010, Calderon gets his first big win of the year when top trafficker Ignacio Nacho Coronel is killed. March 2011, U.S. Ambassador Carlos Pascual resigns. April 2011, mass graves containing over 200 bodies were found near San Fernando in Tamaulipas. May 2011, thousands began to protest, initially led by Mexican poet Javier Sicilia. September 3rd, 2012, in his final State of the Nation address, Mexican President Felipe Calderón defends his government's approach to combating crime and drugs and criticizes the United States for providing criminals with almost unlimited access to weapons, which also refers back to the ease of gaining our guns from the United States. October 7, 2012, Lascano was killed by the Mexican Navy. Pictures of Lascano. The major events from 2012 to 2016. December 1st, 2012. President Enrique Peña Nieto takes office. September 26, 2014. Gunmen opened fire at buses carrying students and soccer players in southern Mexico. 3 students are among 6 people killed, and 43 students still remain missing. January 29, 2016. A cross-border raid by U.S. and Mexican law enforcement officials results in the arrest of 24 Sinaloa cartel members. The sting also netted assault-type weapons and hundreds of pounds of narcotics. All these terrible events resulted in 165,000 cases of homicide between 2007 and 2014, which is more than both the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. The significance of the war. The significance of the Mexican drug war is obvious. The drug war has proven to show immense amounts of violence, expansion, and corruption. Expansion from the war has been incredible. The drug war started small in around the 1970s, and now it's run big enough to have tunnels that show millions of dollars worth of narcotics. Graphic dissembling of bodies have been notorious in this war, proving to people that the cartel is not fearful of being arrested. Significance of the war continued. The drug cartel has become one of the most organized, violent, and dangerous gangs in history, and the bloodshed is only continuing to grow. America is empowering the drug war in Mexico because as the United States takes more drugs off the streets, Mexican drugs are finding more creative and crazier ways to keep the flow of drugs in the U.S. constant. We're excited. Thank you for listening.